and communities across BC are concerned that the government is stepping away from a promise to create a province-wide mattress recycling program. So as part of its 2025 to 2028 service plan, the provincial government had identified a mattress extended producer responsibility program as part of its strategy to reduce waste. So that program would shift recycling costs from local governments and residents to the mattress producers. So with more on this, we've reached Ben Geselbracht. He is a Nanaimo City Councillor and chair of the Vancouver Island and Coastal Communities Committee on Solid Waste and Circular Economy. A very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Okay, can you give us some context to this? Just what are the biggest concerns with mattresses and the waste they create?
Basically, mattresses are very bulky items that take up a lot of landfill space, much more than their fair share. Staff actually call them zombies because you try to compact them down and the springs and the foam, they just keep popping back up. But also too, just their size, it's difficult for some people to get them to the landfill, or if there's a local recycling program, and a lot get illegally dumped. And because the programs are all locally run as well, whenever you want to dispose of a mattress, it's, in Nanaimo, for example, it's $30. So on top of transporting it, then you have an extra cost. And for a lot of people, the affordability concern is real, and these things get dumped in alleyways, vacant lots. Illegal dumping is a big problem, and so ultimately, local taxpayers have to pick up the bill for the illegal dumping. Not to mention all the landfill space that they eat up. And so, really, the solution is to recycle them, and to do that cost effectively, you need a province-wide program.
Well,
And
yeah,
so,
you need it province-wide, but right now there are cities, right? Nanaimo, Victoria, Vancouver. Supposedly, we do have, mattress recycling programs, but how well do they work, do you think?
Well, that's the frustration, is that a lot of these larger urban centers have invested in good faith in a local recycling program to get it going, so that when the provincial program comes online, the responsibility and the producer responsibility financial mechanisms will kick in to support them financially. And also too, because of the small scale, it's usually the local municipality that works with a local recycler, and also finds the endpoints for the materials, the metals and the foam and that. And when you're doing it at that scale, the vagaries of the recycling markets make it difficult. And a lot of times there's just so many mattresses out there, the small recyclers get overwhelmed. And so the program could work for 4 months, and then something happens, and then you have a stockpile of 6 months of mattresses that end up just going to the landfill. And you just don't have the consistency that comes with an economy of scale at the provincial level. And so when you have that consistent money that comes in from each mattress at the point of sale, and the producers are organizing to set up a more robust system province-wide to collect the mattresses and also take them down their components and recycle, you just get a much better program that can be run much cheaper, with the costs borne on the producer and not the local tax base.
Right. Well, what do you think the implications of a program like this could be, though, for consumers buying mattresses?
Well, basically, the average cost of a mattress now is $1,000, and the fee that would be on them, and it's not necessarily a fee paid by the consumer, but usually about between $20 and $30 is what a Canadian, but what the related cost is, what the programs that run the states would be added to the mattress. And then that gets pooled to run the program. And so sometimes in these programs, the cost that's added is trickles down to the consumer. But in the mattress industry, there's about a 40 to 50% profit, and so probably some of that cost, or maybe even all of it, could be absorbed by the mattress producer. So it may not be seen. And really, because the way that the system is running now, it's usually folks that are struggling that have the most difficulty, because it's when you're getting rid of the old mattress is that you get hit immediately. Not only have to transport it, but you also have to pay a $30-$40 charge at the landfill or the recycler, if there is a program, to get it dealt with. And so this is a much more equitable way, and also puts more responsibility on the producer.
Well, the province had made a commitment to creating this program, right? So, I mean, why are you concerned that it's now putting the program on this back burner? Why are they stepping away?
Well, that's been the confusing part. So this program was promised in the 21 action plan to be implemented in 2023. And then, the further delay was given, the reason was for consumer affordability. And the way that it's set up now is that the costs are being borne by the taxpayer and consumer already, anywhere between, $30 for recycling. Some jurisdictions, to actually the cost of landfilling a mattress can be up to $71 per mattress. And so the argument doesn't really hold, because in the end it'll be probably cheaper for folks that are most struggling, and in the long run it will, could even be absorbed by the consumer. And so just the math doesn't quite work out, and that's why there's frustration, because this has been a long needed program, and it is a huge hassle to deal with mattresses at the local level, and people are fed up with the illegal dumping, and then just the hassle at the landfill itself, logistically landfilling them, or if you got a recycling program, the hoops that have to be jumped through.
Yeah, I was just thinking about all the times we see those mattresses in the laneways and on the back roads, that kind of thing. But there are programs like this for other products, aren't there? Whether it's bottles or electronics, paint, that kind of thing. How well have programs like that worked?
Well, BC is actually a leader in these programs called extender producer responsibility. And so it's based on the simple concept, like with bottles, there's like a deposit on them that's paid at the time that you buy them. And then that pays for the collection and the recycling of them. And so BC has expanded over the years their program to include paint. You can just drop off your paint for free. Your used paint cans, it gets recycled, packaging, paper, electronics, all free of cost for when you drop it off. And it's actually really creating this idea of a circular economy where products that we're using at end of life, they get broken down, they're collected, broken down into their components, and recycled. Now, obviously, not all the elements are perfect, but this is the direction we need to move in. And so, as we progress, we slowly add more and more of these items into these extended producer responsibility programs. And mattresses were the next one that everybody is very excited to happen, and one that would, reduce a lot of hassles and be a point of, affordability improvement for, folks trying to get rid of their mattresses.
Ben, thank you very much for taking us through it. We'll see if there'll be any movement from the government on this program. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
Ben Geselbracht is a Nanaimo City Councillor, chair of the Vancouver Island and Coastal Communities Committee on Solid Waste and Circular Economy.